Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I got my prediction show lined up for us today, you guys. We're also going to we're going to compare Chris Brazzell to the most talked about receivers in the country. The stat difference might surprise you. If you're not a Tennessee fan, it'll definitely surprise you. If you are, it still might. I got my best bet, y'all. I got my upset pick of the week. Y'all know the drill on the channel. Before we get started, y'all do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that bell. Go up, hit all. If you ain't subscribed already, please do that if you are. I appreciate it. Get in the comment section. Tell me what y'all think about these games coming up. We're also going to talk about Tennessee's basketball player, our freshman. He got moved up to number 1 in the country. That's huge for us. We already knew he's good. He was number 2 in the composite. Now he's up to number 1. That's enough jibber jabbering, y'all. Let's get into this. We're going to start with the predictions. Let's start with Kentucky and Georgia, y'all. Kentucky and Georgia, very much saying this one. Spread's 20.5. Over-under is 48.5. Their PI loves Georgia, 90-10. Georgia covers in this game, y'all. They're going to be pissed off because they just lost to Alabama. They should have lost Tennessee. They didn't, so they've been playing with fire. Kentucky, even when Kentucky's good and everybody, the spread's a little lower, Georgia always blows them out the water. So we're going to take Georgia to cover in that one. Quick and easy. Georgia outmans them at every single position. Not much more to talk about. Up next, let's talk about Iowa State and Cincinnati, y'all. The spread in this one, believe it or not, is Cincinnati, 1.5. The over-under is 52.5. The FPI is about even. It's 51.5 to 48.5. This is my upset pick of the week, y'all. I know it's not much of an upset, but technically it's an upset. So I got Iowa State beating Cincinnati. I trust Rocco Beck. The only thing that concerns me is Iowa State's without both of their starting corners in this game. And Sorsby for Cincinnati has played really good besides in the Nebraska game. But in a close game like this, I go with the quarterback I trust the most. I trust Rocco Beck way more than I trust Sorsby. I trust Matt Campbell more than I trust Cincinnati's coach. I'm pretty sure it's Satterfield from Appalachian State. Yeah, it is. I definitely trust Matt Campbell more than him. So we're going to go with Iowa State in the upset pick. I really like that pick. I can't believe that Cincinnati's favored. Vegas may know something I don't. But I'm 4-5 on my upset picks, y'all. Last week I had Oregon. The only upset pick I missed is picking Duke over Illinois. That was absolutely stupid. Duke turned the ball over 5 times. You can't foresee stuff like that coming. Up next, we got this game ain't really a big game, but it's Michigan, Wisconsin, y'all. Wisconsin goes to Michigan. The spread is 16.5. Yes, 16.5, y'all. I like Michigan to cover. The FPI about 90% Michigan, 10% Wisconsin, 89-11. I've seen nothing from Wisconsin to make me believe that they can beat anybody that's any good or even hang with the team that's any good. And I don't think Michigan's great. I think they're pretty good. That's how bad I think Wisconsin is. I cannot believe how bad Luke Fickell is. Michigan handled Nebraska. I thought Nebraska would beat them. I like Michigan to cover this spread. They lost. Wisconsin lost by 17 to Maryland. They lost by 20-something to Bama. Those are both home games. This is an away game. I think Michigan runs away. So we're taking Michigan plus the points in this game. Even if Michigan plays terrible, they'll win that game. They might not cover if they play terrible, but they will win that game easily. This game I just want to talk about to get a shot in it, Nico. Yes, I'm that person. Penn State travels to UCLA. The spread is 25.5. The over-under is 50.5. FPI loves Penn State, 93%. The only thing about this game is these teams on the East do not do well traveling west, just like teams out west do not do good traveling east. But UCLA's that bad, y'all. I mean, they are really that bad. I could see Penn State maybe not covering in this game, but it's not going to be close. This game will be over by probably halftime. I mean, UCLA has lost to New Mexico 35-10, Utah 42-10, and UNLV was up on them by like 17 or 20. It ended up being like a 10-point game, but I mean, it was an ass whooping. They've not played a close game. They was close against Northwestern. And Northwestern is absolute trash. I mean, let's be honest. They had a good few years under Fitzgerald before he got in trouble. But besides that, Northwestern's been the bottom dwellers of the Big Ten, really a college football, since their existence, basically. Besides back in the old days, they might have had some good teams. I'm taking Penn State to cover. I could see them not covering just because of the trip. I could see them winning by like 24-21. That is a high number. I personally wouldn't take that bet just because any number that high, there's too many things that can go wrong. The backups can get put in, and UCLA score a garbage touchdown, anything like that. So me personally, I would not bet that game, but when I'm picking it, I would take the spread. UCLA has zero chance in that game. UCLA will drop to 0-5. They're going to stay on the list of my favorite Owens. You got Owen Wilson, Owen Hart, and UCLA and Nico being 0-5. That's all there is to that one, y'all. We're going to get to the big games here soon, y'all. Y'all just bear with me here. This game right here could be sneaky good, y'all. If you're casual, you probably don't care about this game at all. But if you're a football fanatic, college football crazy, whatever you want to call yourself, like I am, this game has potential to be a really good game. Louisville's favored by 7.5 against Virginia. The over-under 62.5. The FPI likes Louisville 56-44. I trust Braum more than I do Tony Elliott in this game. I don't like that half a point, though. But with it being at Louisville, if that game was 6.5, I'd feel way better about this pick. But it's 7.5. Don't feel that great about it. I'm going to take Louisville to cover. I think Louisville can win this game by 10. This is a classic letdown spot after a big game for Virginia. They're traveling to Louisville. So I'm going to take Louisville to win and cover. Usually when a team like Virginia, somebody like that pulls off a big upset the week before at home, you had the crowd storm, you had all that stuff. It's 90% of the time you get a letdown the next week. I mean, that's all there is to it. And I'm not sure Virginia's that good. I think those Friday night games are weird, and I didn't know if Florida State was that good either. Yes, they beat Bama week 1, but that does not mean you're a good team. Week 1, a lot of weird stuff happens. Then teams figure it out. So, up next, we got Texas Tech at Houston, y'all. Houston is 4-0. Texas Tech is 4-0. Houston has come off an ugly win against Oregon State, who's yet to get a win this season. They won by 3. They're favored by, I say 13.5. Only won by 3. Texas Tech has looked great. Texas Tech defense has surprised me. I knew they'd have a good offense with Barry Martin, but their defense is what surprised me. Texas Tech's throwing that oil money around everywhere. They're trying to build themselves up to be the best Big 10, Big 12 team, and they're well on their way. I know a couple other teams are going to step their game up to stay up there with them. The spread in this one is 11.5, y'all. The over-under is 60.5. The FPI loves Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech. But I'm going to take Houston to cover. Something's just telling me Willie Fritz in Houston, Connor Weigman will cover this spread. If you don't remember Connor Weigman, y'all, he was at Texas A&M. 5-star quarterback. Never really quite worked out. Last year he got benched for Marcel Reed. He's transferred to Houston. They're 4-0. They've not really played anybody that great yet. Something just tells me they're going to hang in this game. I like Willie Fritz as a coach. I think they lose by about 10. I do think Texas Tech wins. But I think Houston loses by about 10. So they'll cover that 11.5-point spread. That's a big spread for 2 undefeated teams, which I understand because Houston did just struggle against Oregon State. But you can't judge a whole season off of one game. Up next, y'all, I'm going to show you this graphic first before we talk about the game. These two teams are 2 of the worst third down offenses in the country. Texas versus Florida features the 103rd and the 123rd third down offenses in the country. I don't know which one's which. That's just a stat from Josh Pate. I'm going to assume Florida's 123rd because Texas has actually done a little bit of something this year. Florida has not. The spread on this game is 6.5. It started at 7.5. The only reason Florida even has a glimpse of hope in this game is because this game is in the swamp, y'all. That's it. That's the only reason they even have a little glimpse of hope. With that being said, the FPI still loves Texas. About 78 to 20, about 77 to 23, y'all. The over-under in this game is 43.5. That's low. It's because these two offenses have done nothing against good competition. This is my best bet of the week, y'all. I like Texas covering this spread. All they got to do is win by a touchdown. I think they win by about 7 to 10. I just can't trust Napier. I can't trust Lagway. I know Arch hasn't looked good, but Texas's defense has looked great. Florida's defense looked pretty good, but Texas's defense has looked great. If their offense ever catches up at any point in this season, Texas will be dangerous, y'all. I've enjoyed watching them struggle. But like I said, if their offense clicks at any point this season, Texas will be hard to beat because their defense is elite. As much as I hate it. But I don't see it happening for Florida this week. I trust Sark way more than I trust Billy Napier. My best bet of the week, y'all. Texas going to the swamp, covering that 6.5-point spread. That, if you bet on anything this week, bet on that. Bet on Texas covering that spread. Tomorrow, I will show y'all my parlay that I'm going to bet on. If y'all want to tell it, feel free. I win some weeks, I don't some weeks. So if you tell it and you lose money, as the kids say, don't come at me, bro. Up next, I'm ready for this game, y'all. I think this game's going to be a damn good game. You got Vandy going on the road to Tuscaloosa. Can they get the win against Bama 2 years in a row? Can Diego Pavia keep backing up that shit talk? Or is Alabama the first team to shut him up? Alabama's coming off a big win, y'all, against Georgia. I was watching Josh Pate. He said, literally in the locker room after the Georgia game, that Bama players was already talking about this game. They've had this game circled. They want that win against Vandy, which is absolutely crazy to even say. That Bama has circled a game against Vandy. But that's what Pavia has done here. Pavia has turned the culture around. I'm still not convinced Vandy's national title contenders or nothing, but they are a good team. FPI loves Bama, 74-26. It loved them last year. The spread last year was like 20-some points. This year it's 10.5. Over-under is 57.5. I think Bama gets revenge, y'all. But I think Vandy covers that spread. That 10.5 is a little high to me. So I'd like Vandy to cover, Bama to win. I'd love to see Vandy beat them. I think Alabama's just out for blood in this game. And I'm still not even on the bandwagon that Alabama is good again. Yes, they beat Georgia. But for some reason, that Georgia and Alabama game seems to be like Tennessee, Florida's been so many times. Sorry, I had to pause there. My dogs are acting up. I swear, people do anything to run a video. I'd love for Vandy to win this game, y'all. I just don't see it. I don't see any way it happens at all. I do think they cover. I hate that Pavia is back to trash talk up, but I hate Bama 10 times more. I'd love for Vandy to go down there and shut Alabama up because they're all jumping. Everybody's jumping back on that Bama bandwagon about being a title contender, all that after the Georgia game. I'd love for Vandy to go down there and shut that talk down. I just don't see it. So give me Bama. Give me Vandy to cover. I think I half a point's big in this game. I think Bama wins by about 7-10. So if you're getting 10.5 on your sports book, take it. What game do we got next, y'all? Texas A&M, Mississippi State. This one is my best bet. I've got a couple this week. I love this one, y'all. I love Mississippi State covering that 14.5 point spread. The over-under is 57.5. The FPI loves Texas A&M, about 79-21. I love Mississippi State in this game, y'all. That 14.5, I think Texas A&M does win. But I just don't see them beating Mississippi State by 14.5. Mississippi State's a really good team. They're not great. They're really good. That system they run, when it's got the right players, it's kind of like Tennessee's. They'll never quite get the players Tennessee has in it. But it can beat you. If you're not able to slow down the pace and the tempo, all that, it will get you beat. Is it going to be as effective at Texas A&M with 106,000 people? To be determined. But Texas A&M struggled against Auburn, y'all. That game was basically just who could give the game away the most. Neither team looked good in it. Neither team acted like they wanted to win it. And wasn't no look ahead for A&M. They're not looking ahead to Mississippi State. Their offense has looked really good this year, but last week it looked bad. And Marcel Reed has been that kind of quarterback since he started at A&M. He looks great. Then he'll have a game or two where he can't complete a pass. So the main thing for Mississippi State in this game is to not get beat down the field. Make Marcel Reed beat you throwing the deep ball. Because I don't think he can. That's what I mean by don't get beat down the field. Cover the drag routes. Cover the slant routes. Cover the comeback routes. Make Marcel Reed prove that he can hit a deep ball. If you get beat by him hitting the deep ball, oh well. Because he's not been good at it. Play the odds. Make him hit a couple down the field on you before you change your defense. I love Mississippi State, y'all. That's the best bet right there. Mississippi State covering that 14.5 point spread. I do think they lose, but I think they lose by like 7 to 10. Texas A&M, I think they're ranked too high. I think they're a pretty good team. I think they're getting too much credit for that Notre Dame win right now. That's just my personal opinion. Y'all tell me y'all's opinion in the comments section. And last but not least, y'all, the game of the week. We got. How big could this game have been, y'all, if Florida State didn't fuck around and find out on a Friday night in Virginia? If they'd won this game, it would have been number 3 versus like number 7. Now, instead, it's number 3 versus number 18. The FPI likes Miami, y'all. 65.3 to 34.7, so 65 to 35. The over-under is 54.5. This game is in Tallahassee. Miami has this crazy-ass schedule, y'all, to where they don't have to leave the state of Florida until November, which is absolutely mind-blowing. You couldn't have got a gift-drafted schedule better than that if you tried. That's one of them Notre Dame type schedules, where they just get to pick and choose who they play. Don't be in a conference. Well, Miami gets to play like 8 straight games before they even leave Florida. Yes, this one's at Florida State. I don't trust either coach in big games, to be honest with you. Mike Norvell's had one good season there. Besides that, he's had a 3-9 season, a 5-7 season, and a 2-10 season. I trust Cristobal a little more. Cristobal ain't had the greatest seasons, but he's sprinkled in a 10-win season last year. He's had some 7-5s. Right around there has been where Cristobal's hung out until last year. He's recruited. He can recruit. That's always been his main go-to. Everybody talks about how great of a recruiter Cristobal is. That's how he got the Miami job while he was at Oregon. When he only went 7-5 at Oregon, he got the Miami job because of how he recruits. But every season, he has a game where a boneheaded coaching move costs his team a game. The problem with the boneheaded coaching move costing you a game is the game's got to be close enough for that move to make you lose. Well, this won't be close enough that Cristobal could have that moment. Miami's favored by 4.5. Florida State. What you got to do is make Castellanos beat you throwing the ball. That's Miami's path to victory here. Make Castellanos beat you with his arm, and you're in good shape. He can run. He's a good athlete. Even if he does throw for 300 on you, you'll probably still win because that means they're probably playing from behind because that's the only way he's throwing for that many yards. Josh Pay had a stat that Castellano's teams is 1-5 when he throws for over 250. And that's probably because they was playing from behind. Because his style is run, hit you with a little pass here and there. Florida State's keys to victory is one thing. Stop the run. That's their biggest thing. Stop the run. Make Carson Beck beat you. Carson Beck can beat you. But right now, Carson Beck's making a killing off of play actions. People having to step up and load the box because, why? Miami's offensive line is pounding it down people's throat. Miami has pounded that rock this year. They blew Florida off the ball. They've blown everybody they played off the ball. So if you're going to beat Miami, you're going to have to stop the run first and make Beck beat you. So stop the run, get pressure on Beck, force him into a mistake. I don't see that happening at all, y'all. Add this to the best bets. Give me Miami covering that spread. I'd move it up. I'd move that thing up to 6.5. I'd probably move it up to about 9.5. But with it being in Tallahassee, Florida State's getting at least 3 points towards their spread. So if this is on a neutral field, it'd probably be about 7.5, 8.5. But I love Miami in this game, y'all. Add that to the best bets. Miami to cover. Florida State drops 2 in a row. I think their schedule after this game is good enough for them to bounce back some. But we'll have to see. My lighting's going down on me, y'all. Next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to compare some of these receivers to Chris Brazzell. Give me just a second, y'all. Oh, baby toys. See if that makes it any better. Yeah, that's a little better. Sorry, I didn't set nothing up because it's still daylight out here, y'all. Let's talk about this first. Teams without a Power 4 win still. Look at all those with the Power 4 win. You got Texas, Florida, Penn State, North Carolina, Clemson, SMU, Colorado still have not beat a freaking Power 4 team. All their wins are against Division II teams and G5 teams, y'all. Well, Texas and Florida is going to get one. You know why? Because they play each other. One of them will get one. North Carolina, Clemson, they're going to get one. They play each other. I say Penn State gets one. They're playing UCLA. SMU, Colorado. And those are two that ain't got one yet. I can't remember who Colorado plays, but I do think whoever it was, I picked them to lose. I might cover that tomorrow, cover some more off that graphic. I can't remember who SMU has either off the top of my head. Let's talk about these receivers that are compared to Chris Brazzell, y'all. That compare Chris Brazzell to these guys. These are the guys you hear about every Saturday. How great they are. They're this, they're that. Well, let's see. Jeremiah Smith this season. The greatest wide receiver ever, to hear some people tell it. He is great. But there's people talking about he's the greatest college football wide receiver ever. And we got guys like Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Moss. The list goes on and on, y'all. Julio Jones. I can keep going and going. He's got 28 catches, 396 yards, 4 touchdowns. Pretty good stats. Jeremy Bernard. Don't let people tell you that Ryan Williams is Alabama's best wide receiver, because he's not. Jeremy Bernard is. 20 catches, 310 yards, 4 touchdowns. While we're speaking about Ryan Williams, let's bring Ryan Williams up and see what he's done this year. He has 15 catches, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's on the cover of College Football 26, y'all. And since last year, he leads the nation in drops. Since he started playing till now, he leads the nation in drops. I'm just bringing facts, y'all. Yeah, Chris Brazzell here. Let's see how Chris Brazzell's doing. 31 catches, 531 yards, 7 touchdowns. Them 7 touchdowns tied for number 1 in the country for wide receivers. Them 531 yards, second in the country. Behind only one person, and it's not by many yards. Right here, Ament from USC has 589 yards. Well, guess what? Chris Brazzell got screwed out of a 60-yard touchdown last week. You add 60 yards to that, well, I'll be damned. He's number 1 in yards, too. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State's up there. Look at all these receivers. You got all these guys they talk about every Saturday and hype up, talk about how great they are. Yet you got guys like Carver from A&M, Brazzell from Tennessee, Lemon from USC, Tyson, Arizona State, that very rarely even gets spoke about. It's absolutely crazy, y'all. I mean, Chris Brazzell's literally the top receiver in the country right now, and nobody even mentions him. It's crazy. Last but not least, Ament, the 6'10 small forward from Virginia, has been given a 100 rating in addition to being the number 1 player in the country. Ament has impressed so far in practice. Will be one of the most fascinating freshmen in the country this season. Barnes identified this guy. He may become the best freshman player we've ever seen in orange and white. I have no doubt he will. The best one we've seen so far as a freshman was Tobias Harris, y'all. I'm sorry the video quality went to shit. I didn't set no light up or nothing because I was recording during the daylight. It's getting darker early on me. Sorry, y'all. Ament will be a top 2 or 3 pick in the draft next year. Rick Barnes was talking about him the other day. Said that he's everything he thought he'd be times 10. He's compared him to Kevin Durant. He coached Kevin Durant. He knows Kevin Durant. I can't wait for basketball season. If y'all can't wait for basketball season, hit that thumbs up, get in the comment section, tell me. I will be talking about college basketball in here too. I'm a Rocky Top rowdy. I love college basketball. I watch college basketball games. I love watching Tennessee, but I watch other games. I keep up with the Joneses, y'all. So if you're a college basketball fan, subscribe to this channel too, because we will be covering that. We'll be covering football, college basketball. We'll be covering all that. So there's plenty for us to talk about coming up. So if you like the videos, hit that bell. Go up, hit all. Hit that thumbs up for me. Get in that comment section. We're going to wrap it up for today, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. God bless you, and go Vols.